सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम तत्सत। Last Sunday we were studying verse 18 of the Bhagavad Gita, where we ended. There you find Sri Krishna speaking very compassionately about various types of devotees, even those who worship God with certain worldly motivations. Udaras sarvaivaite. They are all udaras, noble-minded people. But among them, the jnani is my very self, the one who has spiritual knowledge, who loves God for love's sake. That person, Krishna says, is my very self. That was the verse we studied last Sunday. Today we go to verse 19. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. Is a very great verse. After practicing spiritual life in birth after birth, in the last birth, the devotee becomes mature and he realizes the supreme truth. He attains me and realizes this truth, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. The whole universe is nothing but Vasudeva, God Himself. That infinite pure consciousness is seen everywhere in the universe. Such a great soul is very rare. Earlier in the chapter we have read, among thousands who pursue spiritual life, only a few come to realization. Similarly here, the highest type of realization, seeing God in everything, which is highly praised in the Gita and the Upanishads, such devotees are rare because it needs great purity of mind and heart, great strength, and above all the grace of the divine. So this is a very great verse. In the Upanishads we have the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, in which a sage attained this spiritual realization. Having realized the Lord within himself, he opened his eyes and found the same Lord present everywhere, and he gave expression to his realization in a very great verse. That verse is this: Tvam Stri, Tvam Pumanasi, Tvam Kumara Utava Kumari, Tvam Jirno Dandena Vanchasi, Tvam Jato Bhavasi, Vishyato Mukhaha. Thou art the woman, Tvam Stri, thou art the man, Tvam Pumanasi, thou art the youth, Tvam Kumara, thou art also a young maiden. Then you are also that old man tottering on his sticks. In this way, in millions of ways, you have expressed yourself in this universe. This is the highest spiritual realization given in the Vedanta. Krishna refers to it here, but it comes by struggles, not for one life, but several lives. You build up your spiritual capacities, and slowly, ultimately, in the last birth, you realize it. But in the last birth is all the birth you know. So when you find from very early childhood tremendous spiritual potentialities and aspirations and struggles coming, that know to be the last birth. In that birth, the person realizes the highest truth. And so, in the next verse, he speaks of people with various desires, how they behave in the world of religion. So, verse 20 says, Kamais taistai hrutajnanaha prapadyante anyadevataha tam tam niyamamasthaya prakrtya niyata swaya. See, Kamais taistai hrutajnanaha, those whose mind is drawn away by various worldly desires. Prapadyante anyadevataha, they do not worship the one supreme divine. They worship some deity, some god or goddess here and there. So, tam tam niyamamasthaya, they follow the rules relating to such worship. Prakrtya niyata swaya, they are led by their own nature, their own samskaras to worship that type of God. I want this benefit, I want this profit, I want this success. So they take to worship of various deities, gods, goddesses, forgetting the one divine behind all this. That is why they are called Kamais taistai hrutajnanaha. Their jnana, or their discrimination, is drawn away by various worldly desires. This is not approved by Krishna, but he says they are also good, they worship me. Things will be all right in course of time. You begin your worship and spiritual life with worldly desires. Slowly you can progress. There is such a thing as progress in spiritual life. Krishna especially emphasizes this point. There is a growth in spirituality. Then lower types of worship and religion we give up. We take to higher forms of spiritual practice and realization. Then comes verse 21. Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architumicchati tasya tasya achalam shraddham tameva vidatamyaham. Whatever form of the deity any devotee seeks to worship with shraddha, with faith, then that very shraddha I strengthen in that person. He is devoted to that. He has shraddha in it. Shraddha means confidence, faith, conviction. And I strengthen it, let him go through that. Then he may rise to something higher. So he doesn't disturb him, he doesn't condemn him. He says, you are right, go ahead. Something better will come by this method. So that is the importance of this verse. Yo yam 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 tanum bhakt, yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architum ichchati tasya tasya achalam shraddham. Strong shraddha tameva vidatamyaham. I strengthen that shraddha in that devotee. Then with that shraddha, what does he do? Verse 22 tells you, Sataya shraddhaya yuktaha tasya aradhanamihate labhate cha tatah kaman mayaiva vihitan hitan. With that shraddha, he worships that particular deity, aradhanamihate, desiring to worship that deity. With that shraddha, he continues his religious life. Labhate cha tatah kaman. He may be obtaining the results of that worship, whatever desires he had, make it satisfaction. But the truth is, mayaiva vihitan hitan. All those fruits are given by me only ultimately. not by any particular deity. All such blessings come from that one infinite divine. So he stresses that point. You may worship any number of gods and goddesses, but the real blessing comes to you from the one which is the supreme divine. That is a very important point to remember in spiritual life. Then he says that type of worship and that type of result, they are very temporary in nature. They don't give you permanent freedom or bliss. So verse 23 tells you, Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavatyalpamedasam devan devayajo yanti mad bhakta yanti mamapi. That is very important. Antavattu phalam tesham. Their results, the desires which they get satisfaction from, they are all temporary. They have an end. You get a temporary advantage. That's all. Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedasam. Their intelligence is very small, limited. With a limited intelligence, you get only limited blessing. And that is why that blessing goes away after some time. So, Devan Devayajo Yanti, worshippers of gods reach the gods, attain to the gods. Mad Bhakta Yanti Mamapi, my devotee, the devotee of one supreme divine, which is who is in the heart of all, those devotees come unto me only. Those who go to the gods, they go there, but it is temporary. But those who come to me, they attain the fullest freedom and fulfillment. Mat bhakta yanti mamapi yasmat antavat sadhana vyapara avivekinaha kaminascha te ataha. Shankaracharya says in his commentary, because this avivekis, people without discrimination, they are practicing sadhana, full of worldly desires. That is, they get only very fitful results, temporary results only. Then Shankara also comments, the energy spent is both the same for worshipping the one divine self and these various deities and gods. Why do you go in for this temporary result? In his commentary, therefore, he mentions, Evam samane api ayase mameva na prapadyante Bhagavan. Thus Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, is showing his compassion. Why they are doing like this? They could have done better. They could have done better. The same energy, if it had been directed to the one infinite divine, how many blessings they would have got. And so, in the next verse, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam Manyante Mam Abuddhayaha Parambhavam Ajananto Mama Avyayam Anuttamam. Avyaktam, my nature is hidden. Avyakta, Vyakta means clear, open, sensory vision it is open too. But Avyakta, it is undifferentiated, unmanifested. I am that Avyakta, that infinite divine which is beyond manifestation. And I take manifestation. I become Vyakta. As an incarnation, God becomes Vyakta. Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam Manyante Mam Abuddhayaha. Those who are non-discriminating, they think he has become an individual like any other individual. He has become one Vyakti among Vyaktis. Vyakti is the word for individual in Sanskrit. So I am just one of the Vyaktis. He cannot understand my Avyakta nature, the true nature. Parambhavam ajananto, not knowing my higher nature, which is undifferentiated, unmanifested, infinite. I have just manifested in my form as an individual, among individuals, for doing some great work. As the 4th chapter said, the avatara, incarnation, comes to establish dharma in this world. Similarly, this Vyakta becomes Vyakta, and we think it is all Vyakta and nothing else. Who does so? The non-discriminating people. Abuddhayaha, param bhavam ajananto, without knowing my higher nature. What is that higher nature? Mama avyayam anuttamam, my avyayam, imperishable. Vyaya means expenditure, waste. Avyaya, without any waste, always the same, imperishable. And anuttamam, supremely high. That's called anuttamam. Says, that state is transcendental. That is the state of the divine. Beyond all these sensory experiences, the infinite one is there. I am that. I become a human being, become a Vyakti, and they think I am only a Vyakti. They can't see my higher nature. This was also referred to in the 4th chapter, that very often, Nadatte, say, I am not able to, people cannot understand me in this manifested state, because with these eyes you can't penetrate into the heart of the individual. There is something profound, divine dimension, that they cannot understand. Therefore, the 4th chapter referred to this, and it is repeated here, param bhavam ajananto mama avyayam anuttamam. Then, in the next shloka he says, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogmaya samavataha. I am not at all manifested or clear because I am hidden in my own maya. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrataha. Mudhoyam na bhijanati. The foolish world doesn't know me, doesn't know this fact, that I have covered myself with maya. Na bhijanati. Loko mam ajam avyayam. Me, who is ajam, unborn, avyayam, imperishable. That dimension the ordinary world doesn't understand. Naham prakasha sarvasya. Therefore I am not easily understood by people because of this maya by which I cover myself. Yoga maya is a beautiful expression in Vedanta, that yoga by which the one appears as the many. That is a wonderful power, yoga maya. And this maya is what keeps all of us in the state of confusion, want of discrimination, all these things. And we have to overcome this maya. In another chapter, he has referred to this in a beautiful passage, that this maya is difficult to cross. Those who come unto me, they can cross this maya. The magician and the magic. Magic deludes all of us. We have seen magic performed all over the world. Actually, a real thing is going on, but actually there is nothing. The whole thing is magic only. So if you look at the magician, you can understand magic is magic. If you look at the magic, you are bewildered, you are deluded by the magic. And therefore, this statement of Bhagavan, Naham prakasha sarvasya, I am not manifest to all people. Yogamaya samavrataha. I am surrounded by my own maya, which is called yoga maya, divine maya. God assumes the divine maya to become the universe, to become also the incarnation. He is still there, but yet we see him in all these various manifestations. So this concept of maya is very important for any philosophy which has to explain how the one becomes the many. In Vedanta, we speak of the one. Originally, everything was one. Ekameva advitiyam Brahma. Brahman is one alone and not two. That Brahman has assumed all these various forms as the universe. This multiplicity of the universe, it all comes from the one. How is it possible? How one becomes the many? Does it actually become? It becomes through Maya, is the language. That is a wonderful fact. Maya is a fact. In his lecture on Maya, in the Jnana Yoga book, Vivekananda says, Maya is a fact of experience. What we are, what we see around us, full of contradiction in our knowledge. So, in this world, there is some power that makes things appear as something else. And we see multiplicity. We can't see the unity behind the multiplicity. And every search for knowledge is to discover that foundational unity behind multiplicity. In our sciences, we see segments of the universe and try to see the unity behind the multiplicity. And in Vedanta, we take the universe as a whole and then try to find out what is the unity behind this multiplicity. It is through this search they could go beyond Maya and discover the one behind the many. The one itself is the many. There are beautiful verses in several Upanishads as well as in the Puranas dealing with this subject. In the hymn of praise of the elephant in the Bhagavad, 8th chapter or so, 8th skandha, there is a beautiful verse in the praise of the elephant to the divine. The elephant was caught by a crocodile in a lake. Crocodile is very free in the water. Elephant is not that much free. So there was a fight between the two, dragging out, trying to get away from the crocodile. Not successful. He suffered. All his relatives came. They also helped him. He couldn't succeed. He couldn't succeed. Ultimately he was exhausted, almost at the point of collapse. At that time, the thought arose, there must be a divine power behind this universe. I do not know who he is, what it is, but I know there is this divine power. Let me surrender myself to him. Saying this, he saw a lotus in front. He just plucked it, offered it to the divine with the utmost devotion and sense of dedication. Immediately, the Lord appeared in front and killed the crocodile and saved the elephant. This is called Gajendra Moksha story, very popular all over, both in literature and in art. And I have seen it in Southeast Asian countries also in the form of art, because it symbolizes a profound truth. Our ego is our great trouble. This ego has to go. Then only the Lord can come and manifest in ourselves. So this idea is expressed through that particular story. So Maya is a fact. It makes us hide things, hide the truth. We have to break through it. And today Sri Ramakrishna comes and gives a beautiful explanation of this idea of Maya as an actual living experience. He said Maya has two dimensions. One is called Avidya Maya, the other is called Vidya Maya. Avidya Maya is Maya of ignorance, of blindness, that takes us down and down into more bondage, more sensory bondage. And Vidya Maya takes us slowly away from all these bondages, out to realize that Lord who is beyond this Maya. So we have to cultivate Vidya Maya, says Sri Ramakrishna. Maya is there. Those who practice spiritual life, they are also in Maya. Those who do wicked deeds, they are also in Maya. But one is Vidya Maya, the other is Avidya Maya. We have to cultivate Vidya Maya. Through that cultivation, the time will come, we go beyond this Maya and discovered the Mayavi, the one from whom the Maya came and the universe came. So that is the wonderful idea expressed here. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavrtah mutvayam nabhijanati. This foolish man doesn't know this truth, that this Lord has assumed Maya and become an incarnation. Krishna, when he was an incarnation, many people took him to be an ordinary person. Some of them accused him of even stealing. So Jesus, Buddha, everyone had to suffer as a human being. Their higher dimension was not understood, and so says, Mudhoyam na vijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. I, mam, who is ajam, unborn. The Lord is never born. Therefore there is no death. That's why it is immortal, eternal, imperishable. That is how God is defined in the Upanishads. That philosophy by which the imperishable is realized, that is called higher wisdom. Paravidya, as the Mundaka Upanishad puts it. Perishable we can understand through our own senses and the mind. The imperishable we have to understand with a higher type of mind, a purer type of mind. So that is Paravidya, supreme science, higher science. The other is what you study through the senses is ordinary Vidya, is ordinary knowledge. So, Loko Mam Ajam Avyayam, unborn, eternal. All things in the world are born and subject to death. That is very important statement in Vedanta, that every item in the universe has 6 stages. Jayate, Asti, Vardhate, Viparinabhate, Vipakshiyate, Nashyati. A thing is born, then it comes into existence. Jayate, Asti. Then it grows, Vardhate. Then it transforms, Parinamate. Then it becomes decadent. Finally, Nashyati, it gets destroyed. These are the 6 stages. These are called 6 waves of change in Vedantic language. Shadbhi Urmi. Urmi is wave. 6 is Shat. So 6-fold waves of change, everything is subject to. Only the Atman, the infinite self, the divine, the imperishable, is beyond the 6 waves of change. And search for that is religion. Search for that is pure philosophy. That is why Vedanta expounds this great subject. A human being has to pursue both the perishable and the imperishable. Perishable we search for through our physical sciences, social thought, and our political life, etc. But that is not enough. We have to take to the imperishable. That is Paravidya, higher science. That comes from inner development of purity, concentration, and discovering the immortal behind the mortal. The sages discovered this truth, and then they proclaimed as a truth, not as an opinion. Great incarnations like Krishna, they came and taught us this truth, not as an opinion, as I said, not as a dogma, because you can question, you can struggle, you can recheck, you can realize it for yourself that you are truly immortal and imperishable. That is your true nature. The Mahabharata speaks of a human being containing 2 elements within oneself. One is the perishable, the other is the imperishable. In every one of us, There is a perishable aspect, there is the imperishable aspect. Whatever world has come into formation of my body, they are the perishable because they came from the perishable. But what came from the divine is my infinite self, that is imperishable. So Mahabharata said, Amritaschaiva mrityuscha dvayam dehe pratishthitam mrityurapadyate mohat satyena apadyate amritam. Both mortality and immortality are present in every one of us. Through pursuit of delusion, we get mortality. Through pursuit of truth, we get immortality. What a beautiful expression. Both are present within us. We can run after the perishable things, and then we get death as a result. When you run after the imperishable dimension, then you get the immortal, and this can be had in this very life, in this very body. That is the special statement of all Vedantic literature, that you need not go to any other worlds, you need not go to heavens. Here and now, in this very body, you can achieve it. In many places in the Gita, this idea has been expressed. Ihaiva tarjita sargo yesham samye sthitam manaha. In earlier chapter we studied, in this very life, in this very body, they have conquered relativity and finitude and become equal-minded, seeing the same Atman everywhere in its fullness. That is a beautiful vision of equality of the Atman. And so this is the idea of Yogamaya, a very beautiful expression. In fact, the Divine Mother, whom the Hindus worship, is also called Yogamaya. That Yogamaya has thrown this Maya around us, and so we are busy with this and that, forgetting the high. Just like little children, they are busy with playthings. Mother has thrown these playthings in the playground. They are busy there. But when they become hungry and thirsty, they do not play further. They throw away all toys and cry, "Mother, mother." Then mother comes and takes the children. So we are all playing with Maya, and we are happy with it. But a time will come, we shall become unhappy, dissatisfied. We want to go to the mother, that Yogamaya from whom the Maya has come. That is the Divine Mother in Vedantic thought. So verse 26 finally tells us, Vedaham samapitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kaschana. Arjuna, I know everything. Vedaham samapitani, what is past. Vartamanani, what is present. Arjuna, bhavishyani, what is coming in the future. Time, past, present, future. The timeless knows all about it. Those who are subject to time cannot understand it. We understand only the Vartamana, the present. Neither the past nor the present is ours. We are only the present, understand. Future and the past are beyond our ken. The present is understood to us by us. But in the case of the divine, he is eternal, imperishable, so he understands samatitani, what is past, vartamanani, what is present, bhavishyani, what is to come in the future. This is my nature. But mam tu vedana kaschana, nobody knows me. The one who knows all this is not known by the people concerned. They know only the vartamana, the current, and the past they can capture in history or story, etc. Future they can imagine or predict, otherwise they do not know. Only the present is known to us. So in Vedanta, in the Mahabharata, there is a beautiful verse. Adarshanat apatitaha Punascha adarshanam gataha. We have all come from the unseen, and we also go into the unseen. In between, we are the seen for a few moments. That is our existence here. Surrounded by unseen, behind as well as in front. In between, we stand as the seen. The challenge of the unseen is what sciences and Vedanta take up. Sciences take up partially. Vedanta takes it up wholly. That unseen can be realized, has to be realized. It is our own infinite self. That self is everywhere. That is eternal, immortal, and infinite. So, the problem of the unseen is a great problem of religion and philosophy. What the senses reveal is so little, what you call the seen. The unseen is everything, supreme. But we don't care for it when we are attached to the seen. When we are not attached to the seen, we seek the unseen. Krishna says, Mam tu vedana kasyana. As it is, when we are attached to the seen, we don't understand the Lord from whom the whole universe has come, who knows past, present and future. But when we become detached from this, then we get the capacity to see that unseen reality, the infinite Atman, Brahman. That is the beautiful shloka, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Arjuna, I know the beings of the whole past and the present and the future, but me none knoweth. Nobody knows me. That is the truth about our life. We are all struggling to understand the truth of things. Only the human being has that capacity. Though caught up in this Maya, he can get out of it. That capacity we have. No animal has that capacity. A fish is caught in a net. That particular net, there is a hole through which it entered. It can come back through that hole. The fish doesn't know that truth. We are caught in the net of Maya, but we can get out of it. Nature has given us that organic capacity to come out of this net. When you exercise that, you become truly spiritual. That's the very soul of religion. The soul of religion is to be free, to be free. Freedom in the highest sense of the term. Little freedoms we get in the seen world, but supreme freedom is what comes to us from that unseen realm. Absolute freedom of the spirit. Ramakrishna refers to a fisherman who cast his net into the sea to catch fish. Some fish were caught. Among those caught, some struggled, and one or two jumped out of the net and got free. The others remained within the net, satisfied to be in the net, not knowing that they will be killed sometime later by the fisherman. But some fish never got into the net at all. They were very clever to escape the net. Ramakrishna said, humanity belongs to these four categories of fish. They are called Baddha, the bound; Mumukshu, the struggling; Mukta, the free; Nitya Mukta, the ever free. A few are ever free, never get into the net at all, Maya net. So in this net of Maya, we have been caught, but our greatest virtue is that we struggle to get out of it. We must be free, we must be free. Not being a creature caught up in a net of Maya. Why not be free? That is the urge that makes for true religion, true spiritual life. This is what you can see in the lives of devotees and seekers all over the world. Those who took religion seriously as a pursuit of the divine, There are two dimensions in religion, the do's and don'ts of the religion, vidhi, nishedha, as we call it in Sanskrit. You should do this, you should not do that, etc. And some ritual and some myth. That is one side of religion. The other is real seeking for the ultimate reality. That seeker is the true scientist in the world of religion. According to Eddington, a famous mathematician, mystic, and as well as astronomer, said, you cannot understand true science or true religion without keeping seeking in the forefront. It is seeking that makes for science. It is seeking that makes for religion. So among the various religious people, some truly seek for the divine, get out of the net of Maya. They are called the struggling, the mumukshu. Among them, some become truly free. They are called the mukta purusha, the free people. And some are ever free. Narada was ever free. Sri Ramakrishna said, Swami Vivekananda is ever free, nitya mukta. He has been caught into the Maya to do the Lord's work. He was ever free, and now also he is free. So this is the concept of Sri Ramakrishna regarding the types of human beings, baddha, mokshu, mukta, nitya mukta. 4 types are there. That is what is said here in this verse 26. In the next 2 verses, which we shall take up next week when we meet here, you have a scientific approach to deal with the truth of things. That is given to us in 1 or 2 verses. And Shankara's commentary on it also is very illuminating. I shall deal with it next week when we meet here. We shall spend a few minutes in quiet and meditation and then disperse. स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Salutations to thee, Sri Ramakrishna. You came to establish dharma, religion in the world, but not any particular religion with a label of its own, but sarva dharma swarupine, the embodiment of all religions, and thus a supreme manifestation of the divine, Avatara Varishtaya. Our salutations be to that Sri Ramakrishna.